If you're charged with a fraud or financial offence, one of the first things you should be made aware of is the existence of proceeds of crime proceedings. It's not just your liberty, but your assets which may be at stake.
The Proceeds of Crime Act 2002 was brought into force to bring together all of the pre-existing legislation in relation to confiscation. It was brought into force by the government with the intention of securing the assets of people who were convicted of criminal offences, but also in order to restrain assets which people were said to have who hadn't been convicted of any criminal offences.
The police force in the area where you're prosecuting will benefit from money recovered from you. Individual heads of department will possibly obtain individual bonuses from your money if they succeed in a conviction.
In fact, there are some prosecuting agencies, such as HMRC, for whom the head of that prosecuting agency is on a POCA, that's a proceeds of crime, confiscation-related bonus. What that means in terms of a prosecution policy that protects the public rather than simply focuses on lining government coffers, the two not necessarily being the same thing, well, I'd ask people to draw their own conclusions.
People tend simply to react with shock and they don't believe that what we're telling them is right, because you tend to be saying to a client, well, although you've only been convicted of a relatively minor offence, the prosecution want all of your assets, whether they were earned legitimately or not.
And it's then for you, with your legal representatives, to go to the court and argue that some of that money has got no relationship to the wrongdoing which you have been convicted of. Now, this is a completely crazy state of affairs. It's a reversal, again, it's a reversal of the burden of proof.
And there really is an element of robber baron about the way in which the government is approaching these types of prosecutions.
It's never been a case in this country until now where people had to explain where their money came from.